Hello and welcome to Procrastinator. Why do I speak English today? Yes, because I have been buying and backing a new series of colors that I've never tried before, because my old Citadel colors from the 90s is too old and really need a change. So therefore, when I saw the chance, I backed those, because this is supposed to be a series of colors that you put on quite quickly and kind of speed paint your models. So I thought that would be good, because I have much more unpainted models than I painted, and I'm not a very detailed person. I want to do things quite fast and easy. So therefore, that sounded perfect for me. But last night I was about to cry.
Not like, säger jag då.
I paid quite much money for those colors, and they seemed impossible to use. I was devastated, and therefore I looked online for others to see if I was alone, and I'm not sure, because all the reviews I've seen of those colors was in German. I don't want to waste my models that I like much. Therefore, I printed a bunch of resin models on my resin printer. Those ones too. And the reason I was almost crying yesterday was because I did the undercoat on those in black first, and then I did a center light from above in white. And obviously those colors don't stick to the Citadel paint spray. It felt impossible. You can see on those barbarians here that which I put on a bunch of layers, and all it does is it just pours to them. They don't stick. So after spending like 4, 5, 6 layers on those ones, which you can see because they are starting to get blobby, I kind of gave up and almost cried. If you compare with another model like this one with that has a coat painted with Citadel colors that sticks directly, this is one layer. It's a big difference. It's a great difference, and of course it's probably supposed to be also, because it's different colors and you need to learn how to use them. I'm not a routine painter. I painted much when I was around 10 to 14 years old, and then I stopped. I took up the hobby again now the last couple of months, and I enjoy it a lot. But yes, last night I was about to give up. Thing is, I did not give up, but today I gave it another chance. I made a new model in resin that I underpainted with white, purely white, and a little bit thicker layer. And the face on this figure has now 2 layers of face paint, I think. And it seems to stick all right. Not good, but all right. And I also painted a more detailed shield for one of those resin models. And it's possible to paint, but be aware that the red on this shield is about maybe 5, 6 layers, and the yellow is probably 20 layers, which is not a instant color, not at all, and that makes me quite upset actually. This is not the only downside with those. The other thing I don't like with them, that I really had to learn, I guess, is that it's a big difference in how thick the pigment is in the different colors. One color is like a wash, one is more like ink, and one is nearly as a very thin paint. And because you have different characteristics on all the paints, it's quite impossible to know what you do when you dip the brush into the paint. If I didn't have this wet palette that I used, it would be quite impossible to work with. So for in a beginner's point of view, it's quite impossible to work with those colors. But I expect it to be a learning curve. I'm not going to give up yet. And as you see, I have been able to paint a couple of things like this this pot here. It's a food pot. Also painted like I'm about to paint some other things too. This is just one layer of brown on those tree stumps here. So it's possible to do things. And they sent this bone charm, holy charm, that's acrylic medium, and a primer ice charm. And as you can see, it's only light colors. I understand now afterwards why they are only light colors. It's because the color don't stick otherwise. But those are better to use as undercoat than the spray can is. On the downside is that the undercoat is quite hard to applicate with just a brush. You probably need a air brush to use those. With thinner, I'm not even sure you need thinner because everything is quite thin already. When you apply them with a brush, it gives a quite sloppy result. I really wanted it to be a review of some kind out there in English so everybody can see, because it's a quite new series that is quite alike the Citadel series with Instacolor I can't compare them because I haven't used Citadel's colors. But I just want to conclude with those are not colors for a beginner. Also, you have to be very cautious because when you apply so many layers as you have to do. I hope this was of use for you, and if you like my review, please put a thumb up. If you don't like it, please don't come back.